There are two types of nucleation, bead and tissue. Bead nucleation is performed on all species of pearl-producing saltwater mollusks, notably the Akoya oyster, the South Sea oyster, and the Tahitian. To the biologist, the small thin-shelled Akoya is Pinctada fucata. To the pearl culturing industry, it's the producer of quality pearls, averaging about 6 to 7 millimeters in diameter. Akoya cultured pearls are usually white, cream, or yellow in color. They can also display a rosé or a green translucent overtone. The Akoya is found in ocean waters around the world. Its primary domain is in the waters of Japan. The South Sea oyster, Pinctada maxima, is among the largest of the pearl-producing mollusks. It produces quality yellow and silver cultured pearls from 9 to 20 millimeters. They average in the 13 millimeter range, about twice the typical size of the Akoya. Pinctada maxima is found mostly in the waters off northern Australia. It's also found in waters of the Philippines and Southeast Asia. As for Tahitian cultured pearl farming, we find it among the islands of French Polynesia. A few of the archipelagos in the area are home to the black-lipped oyster, Pinctada margaritifera. Its mantle tissue varies in color, resulting in cultured pearls of black, gray, blue, green, and brown. The nucleating process itself is a kind of surgery. And like other living creatures, mollusks are sensitive to being cut. To help them cope, oysters are first put in tanks to slow their metabolism. The nucleator pries open the shell, being careful not to injure or kill the oyster by opening it too wide. But sure to make it wide enough for a small incision in the gonad, its sex gland. The nucleator then places the mantle tissue. There's a right and wrong side of the mantle tissue. Place the wrong side next to the bead nucleus, and there will be no pearl in the end. Then the nucleator places the bead nucleus inside the gonad. The oysters are put in tanks of water, sheltered from the unpredictability of sea and weather. Despite precautions, mortality is high among oysters following nucleation, so they're carefully monitored. Because of their bigger shells, both South Sea and Tahitian oysters can accept bigger bead nuclei than Akoyas. Advanced South Sea oyster nucleation is done in climate-controlled labs on board ships. Tahitian oysters are typically nucleated out on piers, where there's easy access to shells and natural light. Freshwater mussels are mostly tissue nucleated. There's no bead. The resulting cultured pearls are virtually all nacre. That's the key difference between saltwater and freshwater pearl culturing. But the most obvious difference is in the water.